Hi guys, it's Diamond and welcome back to my channel where I love to talk about all things media that I consume, books, TV shows, and movies. And in today's video, we are talking about saving sunflower. My goodness. Okay? I never, I'm not going to say I've never read a book by Lyse. Okay? I was going to read Jolette. It's still on my to be read list. Okay? But when I was at my wax appointment, me and my lovely wax girl, we started connecting over books because I told her she was like, "You look real familiar," and then we realized that she knew some people that had went to my high school. But then I was telling her like that I was a business owner, and I was telling her about Warren Pages, and she was like, "I think that's also where I've seen you from." So, fellow book lover, we started talking about books, and we were talking about like her recent reads and books that she enjoyed, and I was talking about my recent reads and books that I enjoy. And I was telling her how I had started reading Jolette. I'd be reading like 5 books at a time. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's good, but I think you should read the Sun series." And I was like, "Okay." So a couple days ago, I downloaded the first book from the Sun series, Saving Sunflower. Wow. Took me through it. Okay, so let's hop into it. I'm going to read the synopsis and then we're going to get started, and I'll tell you all my thoughts about the book and how Dominique and Claudette really stole my heart. I'm pretty sure it's still on my phone. Dominique DeBlanc is a Wade Word. I might have said his last name wrong. Don't get me. Is a wayward street hustler and part-time rapper, constantly running from a past that haunts him. With a bleak outlook on life, he finds himself teetering between two worlds. A seedy one where he's not guaranteed to see his 22nd birthday, and a promising one that might bring him recognition for his talent. After a chance encounter with a peculiar waitress, he finds himself engulfed in a friendship he never knew he needed. However, his complex life and reckless decisions challenge their already complicated bond. I was reading a little content note. This is a new adult urban contemporary romance that contains mature themes and subjects that may be disturbing to some readers. Boy, where do I get started? So, we're following along both Dominique and Claudette. Dominique is this hustler street guy who knows how to get to the money quick. Does a lot of illegal things, robbing people, selling stuff, and it looked like he got really nifty at being able to sell guns on the street, right? Okay. Then we have our sweet baby Claudette. Her mother abandoned them, okay? And then her father unexpectedly just died. So she was raised by her grandfather. Okay. She goes off to college and she has her best friend, and they're working at Waffle House, and she runs into Dominique because her friend had a connect, and Dominique's friend, who's was like Slash's manager, was like, "I know somebody that knows somebody that could get you in connect with this big time guy that could get us out there." And that's how they run into each other. Immediately, Dominique showed an interest in Claudette. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, this is cute. Okay. I love the way he like talked about like how he thought about her and stuff like that. But obviously Claudette she's a sheltered child. She lived with her grandpa. Her only job was, her grandpa was like, "I'm sending you to school, get that education, and make something out of yourself." So that's why she's working at Waffle House to make a little extra money, her and her best friend. But even though she was the one that was working, her best friend wasn't really working. She was the one that was doing everything. I mean, like working and all that stuff. So she starts mixing herself with Dominique. She leaves a very good impression on him. Okay. They end up, her friend was like, "Hey, I can get you to connect, but you gotta give us a ride. You gotta do XYZ for us." And he's like, "Cool, whatever, come on." So he ends up being like, "Oh, let's let the girls go back while we talk business or whatever," at the little meeting that she had set up for them. And it came down to them being like talking money and stuff. And Dominique's friend, who was supposed to be his manager, was, I don't know if his friend or his cousin. I can't quite remember the exact details, but it was somebody close to him. He froze. And so Claudette was this really, really smart girl. And she knew just a little bit about like managing and all that. Mind you, not really, but she knew enough because she had her little side hustle where she would write papers for people at her college and make some money off of it. So she speaks up for him, reads over the contracts, tell him like, hey, this and the third, this is what my client wants. Not even her client, but this is what he wants. Sounds good, okay. Now, Dominique's character is very interesting. I feel like this is almost every famous rapper's story, is that they're in the streets. They don't want to give up the street life because it's fast money, quick money for this rapping career. Dominique is so hard-headed that he doesn't understand his weight in the world. Like, he don't understand that people are listening to his shit and he needs to stop doing the illegal stuff and focus on actually making himself a rapper. Okay? So they're in this little dynamic together. I think I just love the way he like spoke to her and like talked to her and like, you know, I trust you, I got you, got me, I got you. Like, it was just like automatic. He was like, you got me? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, I got you too. So we got each other. Oh my gosh. Like, their dynamic was really cute. We have our sweet baby Claudette, innocent little being that she is, never even kissed a guy. And now she is shagging it up with this tall, probably fine looking man with tattoos all over his body. He a rapper, but he also has his own story, and his story was like so sad, and I really felt for Dominique. And you know, his whole life, all he ever did, that's why he could not let the fast money go, because all he ever did was take care of his people. Like, his whole situation with his mom, and how his mom clearly had addiction, and how he didn't even know who his dad was for real, and how his mom like unalived herself in front of him, and then he went to go live with his aunt, and then from there he seen how much his aunt was struggling, so he ended up making money to help his aunt. Like, he literally was just, he'll take all her bills, put the money in it, and pay the bills. But she's just like the typical in the church auntie, like, oh, I don't want you being out in these streets, X, Y, and Z. But he like, yeah, but she showed taking my money and paying the bills with it. And if it wasn't for me, like, they would still be struggling, you know? So I was like, this is somebody's life right now. This is somebody's life story. Like, literally, this is somebody's life story. But I really felt for Dominique, and I really felt for Claudette. And I don't know how I keep running across these stories where it's these mamas having these babies, these firstborn daughters, and they are leaving them and then going off and starting more families. Because even this, like, her grandfather telling Claudette like, yeah, I ran into your mama like 3 years ago and she has more kids. She has a daughter, she has a son. And that's how I felt when I read, what book was that? Ken. When I read Ken and My Sweet Baby Annie, when all she wanted to do was find her mama, she found her mama and realized her mama also had another daughter who named her baby Annie. We're not gonna get down that road. I already talked about Ken, but who also had other kids. And just the heartbreak that I felt, because it already, like, you already know your mama walked out on you, okay? And it's like, not only did you walk out on me, but you then went and started a whole different life with a whole different set of kids. Like, oh my gosh, Claudette, please, Annie, please, give me a hug. Why do I keep running into these storylines? I have no idea, but they are tugging at my heartstrings. I cannot, okay? I cannot. It literally, like, oh my gosh, it breaks my heart. Because even she had the same reaction when she found out, like, wow, mama ain't really want me. She never came back for me. I'm just a parentless child with my granddad who raised her, yes, but I mean, it's nothing like being raised by your parents, you know? And she lost her dad pretty young. So now you have these two people who came together with all this trauma, all this baggage, and they found love in each other. Now, it's crazy that, it's not crazy, but everybody around Claudette was like, leave that boy alone. Leave that boy alone, especially her best friend. And I know her best friend was only seeing the best of her, was only looking out for her. But I feel like her best friend, and I'm glad she also like was aware of the fact that she was projecting her own personal experiences on her friend because of the way that she dealt with a street dude, and that street dude had got killed because of the streets. And she was just telling Claudette, like, you know, like, don't be messing with him. You don't need to be with that type of dude, X, Y, and Z. And I know she only wanted best with her friend, but it's like it was almost like you're pushing your friend away. Like, you could want best for your friend, but at the end of the day, it's what your friend is going to do. Like, I could look at my friend, like, you know how they say, you have some people that's like, oh, don't come to me with your relationship problems, X, Y, and Z, because you're only going to go back to him. Me, personally, I will let my friends vent to me about the same guy over and over and over again until whatever they decide to do. Like, I've never been one to judge my friend, because we've all been there. We've all been down bad about a guy, and sometimes you just need to listen to your ear. Like, I mean, me personally, I know that I would withhold telling my friends stuff because I'm like, dang, I already talked about this situation enough, and I know I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna still turn around and go back to the guy. So, sorry, I got distracted by my phone. So I need to put it away. So it's just like, I know she had her best intentions, and I'm glad that she came back around, because I was like, friend, I know, but you pushing your friend away. Like, you making her feel like she don't have nobody in her corner, and you need to just be her best friend, you know? You need to be a listening ear. But I also know how frustrating it could be to constantly hear your friend talk about the same dude, how he is doing her wrong, and you know your friend deserves better. Like, I understand all that, but I just never, always wanted to be a listening ear to anybody around me. And it's just like, I could see, like, literally everybody, even Dominique's auntie was like, baby, leave this man alone. Leave this man alone. She even gave her own personal experience of being like, yeah, I met a dude just like Dominique. Love of my life. My son's daddy. And you see where that led, you know? So it's just like, everybody did not want them to be together, like, at all. Like, at all. But I would say, like, reading it, and I feel like they also had this, like, miscommunication thing going on, because at some point, you know, he is trying to get his life together. He's trying to change everything. He's trying to, you know, really focus on the rap shit, but it's hard to let the street shit go. And there was this dude that they had robbed, and the dude was just talking mad shit on Instagram or social media, whatever, talking mad shit on Instagram live. And so Dominique, drunk, high, out of his mind, was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show dude. Mind you, I feel like his friends did not do their due diligence. I mean, they said we're gonna ride with you, like, I'm telling you, but I mean, I guess you can only do so much. Like, you a grown ass man, you know? And his friend was like, hey, listen, dude, like, I'm here for you, but I'm telling you right now, this is some stupid shit. Like, but I'm here. I'm here with you, but I'm telling you right now, this is dumb. But they ended up going to the club where the dude was at, and Dominique, he said, I was only just supposed to beat the dude up, and one thing led to another. He pulled his gun out, and then he got arrested. Mind you, Claudette had already bailed him out because he had got caught up driving. He had got pulled over, and he had shit in his car. So she had already helped him out. Like, my girl is in deep. She in deep. He was her first time for everything. He showed her how he want to be pleased, how she wants to be pleased. Sorry, I just watched my computer do something. I don't know what that is. But anyway, sorry. He's showing her all the ropes. So, you know, she's just getting more and more and more entangled. And also, it was kind of funny because it was like, yeah, she had her safe option. She could have went with old dude, but she ain't really want him. And Dominique was like, man, like, that's your safe option, but come on, shorty, you know, you don't even want that. You don't even want that. You know, you want this. So I never read a story where somebody was like not as experienced, and I did for like a little minute feel some type of way, because I'm like, she ain't never experienced anything. This is her first time doing everything with a dude that's like Dominique, like, you know, he in the streets, but he's trying to turn his life around. She's basically mentioned. I thought that was so cute, like that. But that's just like the person in me being like, whatever my man wants to do, rather, like, if it's make little videos on social media, like, I always imagine myself kind of like helping him with this. So I thought that was so cute how he like trusted her with everything, and she just like, dude, like, these are checks from all your streaming that your music has been streaming on. Like, You ain't never opened this up. He like, nah, I just seen my name. Was like, whatever. Like, of course he did. Like, of course he did. Like, of course he getting money in the mail. He don't even know he getting money in the mail. Of course, you know, she setting up his proper management email, setting up his social medias, like, so it can actually look like he is like a rapper. Like, you know, like, of course. I thought that was so cute. That was something that I would do, honestly. That would be something that I would do for Dominique, if, you know, because I'm like, I see it. But I just couldn't believe also that she didn't know she was pregnant. Now listen, I could see clear as day, just like her best friend. Girl, you is pregnant. And I mean, obviously she was heartbroken too. Like, that little miscommunication. And he pissed me off too. Such a dude. Like, oh, I'm going to make the decision for her. Like, I'm not going to talk to her. I'm not going to reach out to her. After you built this connection with this girl, she trusted you with everything in her being, her body, her mind, her heart, her soul. Like, she trusted you. And then you just not going to talk to her. You're not going to at least like communicate with her. Like, you just think you got the best interest of her heart, knowing you fucked up. And I'm glad he had the cell buddy that he had, because at least he had somebody to talk to, somebody that was like, hey, listen, you gotta turn your life around or life is gonna pass you by. Like, this is my situation. I'm losing my woman. Like, she's tired of me and my shit, and I want to get my shit together. And I'm old. Like, I'm old in my 40s, and I want to get my shit together. And I'm glad he had a cellmate like that to really show him, like, you could turn it around. Like, you like, even when he was locked up, the dudes in the jail was like, oh my gosh, it's dope. Like, dude, we love you. We love your music. Like, you dope with it. Da da da. And he still don't realize the impact that he has. That was what was irritating me. I'm like, dude, you have impact. Like, they fucking with your music for real. Even when they was out and he performed at the club, like, everybody knew his songs. Like, it's just like, how could you not? But I know how hard it is for you to want to like leave that life for something that's, you know, guaranteed, to something that's just like, man, whatever. Like, he looked at rapping and shit as like his little side gig. Like, come on, like, what? But yeah, like, I really did enjoy the book. They got my heart for real. And when she found out she was pregnant and he was still locked up, I said, oh my gosh, is he ever gonna get out? Like, I was hoping that he did get out before she actually had the baby. And the fact that it was just like, yeah, it's gonna be baby girl, and she wanted to name the baby Eve, and they called her baby Eve, like Evie, like Eve from his mama. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Like, oh wow, that was so cute. And she had her baby. They was together, all in love and shit. Even though, like, he wouldn't bring up, like, I want the baby. I guess he wanted her to have the choice of, like, if you want the baby, I want the baby. But I do want the baby. And then I'm glad that she, like, put her foot down and was like, hey, listen, I'm having this baby regardless of who is going to be here or not. Regardless if he want to be here or not, I'm going to have this baby. And, you know, her telling her grandpa, her taking her grandpa to the fucking jailhouse to be like, hey, granddaddy, let me tell you something. So I'm pregnant and my baby's father is in there. Finna get your like her best friend said, he was gonna get that man a heart attack. What? This is not the way to do it. But, you know, he came around to it. And yeah, I just feel like he bought the best out of her, you know, and she bought the best out of him. And they had little hiccups, you know. And boy, when she was like all heartbroken and all she wanted to do was eat ice cream and watch her little crime shows, I said, wow, I felt that. I'm going through the heartbreak with her. Like, girl, we all been there. I felt that. Chloe, I felt that for real, girl. Like, you down bad. And that's why she didn't know she was pregnant. But it's just like, I knew she was pregnant. She was talking about how fast her period had came and gone. And then she talking about how sick she was and this and the third. I said, this girl is pregnant. Like, but yeah. So overall, I gave that book a straight like 4 out of 5. Damn near like 5.75 out of 5. Because it was really, really good. It's hard to get a 5 stars out of me. Like, dead, for real. From beginning to end. It had me going. I laughed. I kikied. I cried. I don't even know at what portion did I cry. I think it was just like towards the end. How he opened up to her. How she opened up to him. How he was a hard cookie to crack. But eventually, you know, he was there. They little FaceTime calls. How he pretended like he didn't love her, but he knew he loved her. Wow. Oh, let's go through. I know I was highlighting the hell out of this book. That's how I knew I enjoyed it. I damn near want to say 5 out of 5 because this is actually the first book where I was highlighting and I wanted to keep highlighting. Let's see all my bookmarks I did, because I did so many. Oh, this one, it said he was high off of her and she could watch him enjoy her for the rest of her life. Mind you, this is when they was intimate. Oh wow, because it was like yes, because it said there was no immediate mind-blowing pleasure for herself, but she noticed the gradual slump of his eyelids. It was a look she secretly loved. It was the same look he got it was the same look he got after smoking. He was high off of her and she could watch him enjoy her for the rest of her life. This was in her point of view. I said, wow. Wow. Okay, this one is just like, this is when he was like comparing how he slept with a lot of girls, but it was different with Claudette because it was like they actually was building a bond and connection with each other. And it was like making love to her was like taking the first hit of a blunt he'd been wanting to spark. It was like feeling the sun on his skin after being locked in a dark cell for months. He'd never been the same after being inside of her. Wow. Wow. Their chemistry, the intensity of it all really, really had me going. You know, like it was really, really good. Let's see what this one's about. This is when she was going through the heartbreak because this is when he got locked up. He didn't contact her. She thought all was done. Like me personally, I would have went to Rock, which was like the mutual person, because that was the manager that worked at the Waffle House, but the manager knew Dominique, like they was all close and shit. I would have went there and been like, tell that nigga, call me right now. I'm done playing. But that's me personally. Claudette was just taking it. Oh yes, her friend was consoling her and she basically was saying like, you're strong, you'll get through this, we'll get through this. And she was like, I feel like somebody ripped my heart out with their bare hands and stumped on it. And then she remembered what Autumn was like, he can strip you down bare and make you feel like the pain you never felt. And that's when her friend was trying to like tell her like, hey girl, you know, I'm telling you right now, being with a dude with all this trauma is only going to leave you broken yourself. And I remember when Claudette was like, what if we both come with our own trauma? And she was like, then that's the worst. Y'all don't need to be leaning on each other for that. Like that's like codependency. Like, you know, that's not healthy or whatever. And she just was like, her friend Autumn was like, time, you got to give it time. And then Claudette was like, the thought of time made her head ache. Thinking about a life without him, and it was strange. He had come in her life, rearranged it, and left so quickly that it was almost as if it didn't happen at all. If it weren't for the ache in her chest, she would have thought it had all been a dream. Because everything kind of happened so fast. It was like, he seen her, she saw him, they had a little moment, and then like moments just kept happening. And he trusted her like so immediately that it almost scared him, because he was like, I know girls like that. You know, like, I don't ever want to expose her to this life because she's just so innocent. Like, she has this glass rose like of the world that I don't want her to be exposed to. So it almost scared her, because it was like, dang. I mean, scared him because he was like, dang, like I never want to deal with a girl like this. She don't know the life that I live or whatever. I was like, wow, girl, I felt that. I felt that. Like, you ever like meet somebody for the first time, you're like, wow, where have you been my whole entire life? Like, everything just happened so fast. Like, you just came in and now we're here. And then he just left right out because he got locked up. Because he was, mind you, he defended her. Because the dude was on the Instagram live talking mad stuff about like, yeah, I got his one little shorty and I'm going to get the other little shorty that he be hiding. Don't you bet. I'm going to have her out here on the streets working for me. Goddamn. You know, all that. And he said, oh, I'm going to show that one. Mind you, so he wasn't in the wrong. He was defending his girl. That wasn't his girl. That was his girl. What about the other one? It said, oh, this is when he was having dreams about Claudette and he was in his jail cell and his cellmate, Paulo. And this had made me kind of like choke a little bit because he was having these little nightmares. And then he was like asking him like, what up then? Because he said, then what did this girl do that got you begging for her ass every night like a scared little boy, but running from her when you awake? And he said, love me. Dominique, you deserve love. Oh my gosh. So it's like he had his own like struggles and battles that he was like dealing with. And it was like once he had accepted the fact that he deserved love, it was like, wow, everything was good. And they had their moments. Don't get me wrong, like they had their moments of like little petty arguments, you know, things you iron out when you first kind of like talk to somebody. But wow, I was like, sweet baby Dominique. Oh. This is after she had told Autumn that she was having a baby. I mean, that she had told Dominique that she was pregnant. And it was like her friend automatically was like, oh, like, does he want the baby? What? Let me go back. Yeah, she was like, I mean, he has to have an opinion, right? Does he even care? Autumn continued on with her rage of questions while she ignored her, also wondering if he even thought about the baby she carried. I mean, because they hadn't really said nothing. It was like the elephant in the room because they kept having conversations, but they wasn't really talking about the fact that she was pregnant. And it was like, he said he loved her, that had to count for something. If you're going to get rid of it, somebody got to pay for it. Hell, George, her granddad, don't even know. This shit is blowing me. You're way too calm for somebody who's pregnant by a guy like Dominique. Autumn played with a cup of water in front of her. She dipped her straw inside, pressing her finger to the top so it could suck up the water that was just melted ice. Claudette blocked out the questions she asked, repeating the muscles in her head. You're keeping it, huh? This is when she decided she wanted to keep it. Claudette closed the book again, preparing to pack up her things to get away from Autumn's questions about her baby. Yes, she shoved the book back inside her backpack, farther crumbling the pamphlets. You can either support me or let me do my own thing. The choice is yours. She hadn't realized when she decided that her baby was hers what it was. I told you I had your back no matter what. Exactly, and having my back means letting me decide myself, not... That's a... What's that word? Goading. I knew that. Not goading me into doing what you think would be best for me. I'm not trying to goad you. It's like Dominique has you in a damn daze all the time. He swoops back in and now you're talking about keeping a damn baby you won't even be able to take care of. It's like you're hoping it'll make him wake up and decide he wants it. And it's like, yeah, they hadn't talked about it, but he didn't say, oh, get rid of the baby, or, oh, I don't want that. Like, she was pissing me off in this part. She said, just because he's back in my life doesn't mean he had any influence on my decision. I told you he hasn't said anything else about the baby since I told him I'm having my baby with or without him. Him having an opinion would be ideal, but it won't make me change my mind. And I was like, good, you know what? Stand up for yourself, Claudette, because the sun is going down and I'm getting darker by the minute. I'm trying to like hurry up, but I'm like, should I turn the light on real quick? Because wow. This is getting darker by the second. And I was so glad she stood up for herself because it was as if like Autumn was automatically making a decision. And it's like, yeah, they hadn't talked about it, but he didn't tell her like, oh, get rid of it. They just didn't really talk about it. Oh, this is when Dominique was talking to George and George was like, hey, sir, I'm looking at you with all these tattoos in this jailhouse. What you doing with my grandbaby? I sent my grandbaby off to get her education and she come back pregnant. And not only pregnant, but a dude that looked like you that obviously is in the streets. What's going on here? And so, you know, Dominique had to talk his cause and be like, hey, listen, I love your granddaughter. I'm here for your granddaughter. We here in together. And I had highlighted because it was really cute. And he was just saying like, his little speech. She make it easy to love her, but I'm sure you know that. You've been there all her life. I ain't have no nice childhood. I didn't even finish high school. My mama's dead. I don't know who my daddy is. She ain't know either. I've done a lot of shit I ain't proud of. I've made stupid decisions all my life. I'm full of anger. I'm tired. I've been taking care of people since I was a little boy. Never had no parent to sit me down and show me how to do simple shit. Explain to me what's right and what's wrong. I just got an aunt who like to bitch me out about the shit I do, but I can't even trust her to keep the lights on at home. But Claudette, she see the good in me when other people look at me and see nothing. She patient with me because she understands that I'm broken. And we both know it ain't her job to fix me, but damn if she don't patch up what she can. I knew baby was in strong when she started praying for him. I said, girl, saying, you know you in strong when you start praying for the dude. Like, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm just gonna pray for him. Like, wow. And he said, I ain't even been in love until she came along. It wasn't because I felt like I was too hard for it or nothing like that. It was because I ain't think I deserved for it. Nobody to love me like she loves me. And to be truthful, sir, I still don't. And that's when George was like, damn. And he said, her and that baby saved me. They saved my life. And yeah, so they had their baby, all cute. they got a house, money good, rapping shit good, and that was Saving Sunflower. And y'all can't even see me because it got dark, but that was Saving Sunflower, and I really did enjoy the book. And I didn't start the second one yet because I'm finishing reading With Love from Harlem, and then I just finished reading The Art of Loving You. Take a little break, but I fear I've been reading so much urban fiction that I did not read, that obviously The Art of Loving You is not an urban fiction, and I'm not going to say I was bored reading it. It was still a cute story, but it did not hit the same, and there was not a lot of drama, and I was like, dang, I fear urban fiction has taken my heart. That when I read it, I was like, why do I feel like I'm missing something? Oh, because ain't no gangbang, shoot, none of that going on in this book. That's why, Diamond. Wow. Damn, y'all really, I hope this don't come out so dark that this is like gonna ruin my video. I hate that. Cozy vibes? Okay, let me turn the light on for real. Let me stop. Okay, we're back and I got light on now. But yeah, y'all, I really, really did enjoy that book. From beginning to end, it had me in a chokehold and I cried and I was really emotional, and I'm excited to keep reading the 5-book series and just kind of talk with y'all about it. So Miss Lyse, you got me, girl. You got me. You a good writer. Wow. So that is the end. That is Saving Sunflower. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you like to see more content like this. If you did read the book, let me know how you thought about it in the comments down below. I love to kind of talk about things we can relate. All my links are always down in the description box below. My other channel where I have lifestyle entrepreneur diaries type video. I do have a business, so I share, in-depth parts of my life we like to see and watch lifestyle content creators. I'll leave that down linked below. My social medias, warm pages, everything always downstairs. Not downstairs, always want to say downstairs. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, bye.